Have you ever wondered that the daily vitamins you take might be dangerous to your health? It sounds strange, but it's true. Let's talk about a story that shows how even something as common as a vitamin can cause big problems. Imagine a 55-year-old woman who thought she was doing something good for her health. She was taking vitamins every day, just like many of us do, but one day in December 2012, she suddenly got very sick. She was so weak she had to go to the emergency room. The doctors were worried because she had kidney disease, and now she seemed much worse. When the doctors checked her, they found some scary things. Her heart was beating very slowly, and her body was very cold, only 93 degrees Fahrenheit, which is much lower than normal. They also noticed her body was swollen. The doctors thought her kidney problem might be getting worse, so they did a special test to check her kidneys. The test results shocked everyone. The doctors looked at something called creatinine in her blood. Just 2 months before, her levels were normal, but now, they had gone up to 3,530 milligrams per deciliter. This was a huge jump and showed that her kidneys were stopping working. Her body couldn't get rid of waste anymore, and she wasn't making any pee. This was very dangerous, so the doctors quickly moved her to a special part of the hospital called the intensive care unit. They had to use a machine to clean her blood because her kidneys couldn't do it. The doctors were confused. How did her kidneys get so bad so fast? They did many tests to find out what happened. In the end, they found something surprising. The problem wasn't a new illness or her old kidney disease getting worse. It was something she thought was helping her, a vitamin supplement. This story teaches us something important. We often think vitamins are always safe because we can buy them without a doctor's note. But sometimes, they can be even more dangerous than medicines a doctor gives us. This is especially true for people who already have health problems, like kidney disease. Now, this doesn't mean all vitamins are bad. Many people need to take vitamins to stay healthy. But we need to be careful about which vitamins we take and how much we take. It's always best to talk to a doctor before starting any new vitamins, especially if you have a health problem. This woman's story isn't the only one. More and more people are going to the hospital because of problems with vitamins. Not long ago, a young woman who makes videos on TikTok got kidney stones. She was taking lots of vitamins to try to make her immune system stronger. But instead of helping, the vitamins hurt her. There was also a story about a 61-year-old man who had really bad pain. At first, the doctors thought it was a problem with his pancreas. But later, they found out it was because of the vitamin supplements he was taking. Another person got very sick from taking too many vitamins. They kept throwing up, had bad leg cramps, and lost 28 pounds in just 1 month. This also caused damage to their kidneys. These stories show us how important it is to know about the vitamins we take. We need to know how much to take and what can go wrong if we take too much. People with kidney disease need to be extra careful. When your kidneys don't work well, they can't get rid of extra vitamins in your body. This means the vitamins can build up and cause problems. So, what can we learn from all this? First, it's important to be careful with any kind of supplement, even vitamins. Second, if you have a health problem, especially with your kidneys, you need to be extra careful. Always talk to a doctor before you start taking any new vitamins or supplements. They can help you figure out what's safe for you. Now, let's talk about 5 vitamins that can be risky if not used correctly. Some of these can be harmful if you take too much or if you take them in the wrong form. Others are especially dangerous for people with kidney problems. We'll start with the least dangerous and work our way up to the most risky ones. The first vitamin we need to talk about is vitamin D. This vitamin is very important for keeping your kidneys healthy. I often talk about how good vitamin D is, but we need to be careful about how much we take. Vitamin D is a special kind of vitamin that can build up in your body if you take too much. This is because it's what we call fat-soluble, which means it stays in your body's fat. If you have too much vitamin D in your body, it can cause problems. It can make the levels of phosphate and calcium in your blood too high. This might not sound too bad, but it can lead to serious issues. It can cause your arteries, the blood vessels that carry blood from your heart to the rest of your body, to get hard. In some cases, it can even cause sudden kidney damage. To avoid these problems, it's best to take vitamin D in small amounts. A safe amount for most people is about 2000 IU per day. It's also good to take it with two other things, 100 milligrams of vitamin K2 and some magnesium. Taking these together helps prevent the hardening of your arteries and keeps your vitamin D at a safe level. If you know someone who has chronic kidney disease, it would be really helpful to share this information with them. It can be scary to learn that the vitamins we need can also be dangerous, but it's better to know this than to end up with kidney failure. Understanding these risks can help you take better care of your kidneys. Now, let's talk about another vitamin that needs to be handled carefully, especially in its man-made form. This is vitamin B12, specifically a type called cyanocobalamin. This is different from the natural form of B12, which is called methylcobalamin. Cyanocobalamin is made in factories because it's cheaper to produce. You can find it in many multivitamins, so a lot of people take it. But it can be risky, especially for people with chronic kidney disease, CKD. Here's why: cyanocobalamin has tiny amounts of something called cyanide in it. That might sound scary, but for most healthy people, it's not a problem. Their bodies can get rid of these tiny amounts easily, but for people with CKD, it's different. Their kidneys don't work as well, so it's harder for their bodies to get rid of the cyanide. This can lead to a buildup of cyanide in their body, which can make their kidney problems worse. Some studies have shown that taking a lot of cyanocobalamin can produce small amounts of cyanide. While this isn't a big problem for most people, it can be harmful for those with kidney problems. That's why people with kidney issues should use methylcobalamin instead. This is the natural form of vitamin B12, and it's safer for people whose kidneys don't work well. If you need to take vitamin B12, especially if you're on a diet without animal products, doctors usually recommend about 6 micrograms of methylcobalamin each day. This amount is generally safe for the majority of individuals. One thing to know about vitamin B12 is that our bodies don't absorb it very well. That's why you'll often see B12 supplements with really high amounts, sometimes 100 times more than what we need each day. The idea is that if they put in a lot, our bodies will absorb enough. But for people with kidney problems, this can increase the risk of cyanide building up in their body. If you're on a special diet for your kidneys, it's important to take vitamin B12. Without it, you could develop serious health problems like problems with your blood vessels or anemia when you don't have enough healthy red blood cells. But you need to be careful about which type you take and how much. For people with chronic kidney disease, it's really important to check the labels on their supplements. They should make sure they're taking methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. This way, they can get the benefits of vitamin B12 without the risks that come with the synthetic form. Now, let's talk about a vitamin that's used a lot but can cause some serious health problems. Studies have shown that this vitamin can cause many bad effects. It can make your blood pressure go up, increase your risk of having a stroke or getting cancer, make your bones weaker, raise your cholesterol levels, and even damage your kidneys. Even though we know about these dangers, it's still made and used in many products. The vitamin we're talking about is a man-made form of vitamin E called alpha-tocopherol. The big problem with alpha-tocopherol is that it's everywhere. You can find it in vitamin pills, powders that are supposed to be good for your drinks, and even in some foods. For people with kidney disease, taking this fake vitamin E can be really dangerous. But it's important to know that natural vitamin E can actually be good for you. It's what we call an antioxidant, which means it helps protect your cells from damage. Antioxidants are really important for managing and treating kidney disease. Even so, I still think it's best not to take vitamin E supplements unless your doctor tells you to, especially the fake kinds. If you want to get vitamin E in a safe way, it's best to get it from food. Sunflower seeds are a great choice. Just 1 ounce of these seeds can give you about 66% of the vitamin E you need for the day. This shows how good they are as part of a healthy diet. So, while natural vitamin E has its good points, the fake version, alpha-tocopherol, can be really risky and should be avoided. Be careful with any supplements that have a lot of this fake ingredient. Always ask before you start taking any kind of vitamin E, especially if you have health problems like kidney disease. To sum up, natural vitamin E from food can be helpful, but fake vitamin E, alpha-tocopherol, is risky, especially if you have kidney problems. Now, let's talk about a vitamin that can be even more dangerous than fake vitamin E, especially for your kidneys. This is vitamin A. Usually, vitamin A is good for you, but if you take too much, it can be really bad, especially if you have chronic kidney disease, CKD. If you have CKD, you should stay away from regular multivitamins that have vitamin A in them. The problem is that when your kidneys are damaged, they can't filter out extra vitamin A very well. This means vitamin A can build up in your body and become toxic. This can cause serious health problems, including liver damage and birth defects, and can make your kidney disease even worse. Sometimes, people can get too much vitamin A from eating certain foods, like fish liver. While it doesn't happen often, eating too much of these foods can cause sudden kidney injury, which might mean you have to go to the hospital. This shows how dangerous high levels of vitamin A can be, even when it comes from natural sources. Also, the amount of vitamin A in common multivitamins can be unsafe for people whose kidneys don't work well, which is common in people with CKD. Because vitamin A can build up in your body over time, it's really important for people with kidney problems to be careful about how much they take. This helps prevent vitamin A from becoming toxic and causing more kidney damage. To sum up, while vitamin A is important for your health, you need to be really careful about how much you take, especially if you have kidney disease. Too much vitamin A can lead to serious health problems and make kidney damage happen faster. Now we come to the vitamin that's at the top of our list of risky vitamins. This is vitamin C. Remember the story about the 55-year-old woman who had really bad kidney damage? Her problem was caused by vitamin C, a supplement that many people take every day because they think it's good for their health. This woman was taking several supplements every day. She took calcium, enzymes to help with digestion, cranberry supplements, a multivitamin, vitamin D, and vitamin C. While she was taking all of these, only one caused her health to get worse so quickly. At first, the doctors couldn't figure out why her kidneys were getting worse so fast. They finally found the answer when they did a special test on her kidney. They found a lot of something called oxalate crystals in her kidney. These crystals can form when someone takes too much vitamin C. The woman was taking 1,000 milligrams of ascorbic acid, another name for vitamin C, every day. This is a normal amount that many people take to help their immune system, but for her weak kidneys, it was too much. Usually, we think of vitamin C as a good thing. It's an antioxidant, which means it helps protect your cells. It also helps boost your immune system and helps your body absorb iron. But in this woman's case, the high dose was harmful because her body couldn't process and get rid of the extra vitamin C effectively. This story teaches us an important lesson. We need to be careful about how much of any vitamin we take, especially if we have health problems. While vitamin C is usually good for you, it can be harmful if you take too much, especially if you have kidney problems. So, what can we learn from all of this? First, vitamins are important for our health, but they can be dangerous if we don't use them correctly. Second, if you have a health condition, especially kidney disease, you need to be extra careful about which vitamins you take and how much you take. Always talk to a doctor or nurse before you start taking any new vitamins or supplements. They can help you figure out what's safe for you and what isn't. Remember, just because you can buy vitamins without a prescription doesn't mean they're always safe. It's important to learn about the vitamins you're taking, know how much is safe to take, and watch out for any unusual symptoms. If you're not sure about something, it's always best to ask a healthcare professional. Lastly, if you know someone with kidney disease, share this information with them. It could help them avoid serious health problems. And remember, staying informed and being careful with vitamins and supplements is one of the best ways to protect your health.